for Leslie. We're going to start reversing this here. Regarding county growth, development, and politics in general, an attitude of complacency and apathy all seem to be pervasive. What do you contribute this to?
I would actually like you to repeat the question.
Sure. You
lost me somewhere in there.
Okay. Regarding county growth, development, and politics in general, an attitude of complacency and apathy seems to be pervasive. What do you contribute this to?
I don't quite know what the person that asked this question meant by complacency and apathy quite meant, or what kind of answer they're looking for with that. So that's just one that's very hard for me to answer because I'm not completely understanding the question.
I believe, if I may speak for the author of this, that they were talking more about public apathy, not public official apathy in the community, and let George do it type thing and not get involved. You want to amend your answer to that?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, great, thanks. Roger? Regarding county growth, development, and politics in general, the attitude of complacency and apathy seem to be pervasive. To what do you contribute this?
Well, I hear the word complacency. I'm knocking on every door in my district, and I'm meeting people face to face. Many of you here in this room have met me at your front door, and some of you are complacent, and that I interpret as you're frustrated. You're waiting too long to have something get done, and that's unacceptable. Now let's give you an example. On J Street, that city center motel. It's been sitting there day after week, after month, after year, after year, after year. How would you like to live on J Street and face that monstrosity of a building every day? And someone say, well, it's gonna get done, just be patient. No, it's time for some action. And it's time to get off our you-know-whats and go to work and get this thing done. And there's all kinds of blights all around, and it manifests itself in people's attitude. Oh, Mr. Gitlin, there's nothing you can do. Just accept it. No law north of the Klamath. Unacceptable. I'm going to do something about it. I promise you, I will stand on somebody's desk, and they will hear me. We will get things done when we get on the Board of Supervisors in that election. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. Donna, it's your turn. Regarding county growth, development, and politics in general, an attitude of complacency and apathy seem to be pervasive. What do you contribute this to?
I really know about this subject, and I'll tell you why. I've done 1 or 2 recalls. Are you aware of that? Listen knows that I come in with new voter registrations week in and week out. I'm out there talking to the people, talking to my constituents, finding out what's going on. So when I was campaigning and heard about the level of corruption in this town, and you're never going to get anything changed or accomplished, I didn't believe it. But now that I'm 3.5 years down the road, I'm starting to believe it. There is a huge I want to call them battle boy problems, okay? So, about 200 people I've registered to vote. How many of those people actually vote? I have no idea. But another 200 won't even register to vote. And I'm not talking about people who are on parole, because in California, you can be out of prison and not on probation, and you can now re-register to vote. So I've registered a lot of those people. But when you get slammed down and rolled over, like we have with the fluoride initiative, like we did when we wanted to repeal the sewer rates, what do you think happens? People get up, get fed up, and then you have apathy, complacency, frustration. What incentive is there for them to become involved?
Thank you.
That's it.
The questions so far have been pinned to here impromptu with some spontaneity. This one obviously It was not. And we give weight both to spontaneity and to preparation. This was typed and taped on here. So, what would you do to increase revenue? Are you in favor of increasing taxes, fees, and/or utility rates? Roger, this is you.
Which no do you want first? I'm in favor of raising revenue, but I'm not in favor of raising our sales tax. Matter of fact, I think Del Norte County should be a tax-free enterprise zone. Just like Brookings, Oregon. I want to look at you. I'm looking at everybody here in this audience. How many of you go to Oregon? Come on, be honest with me now. And buy your gas up there. Oh, and buy, oh, you know what, honey, let's go do some shopping. Oh, you know what, you need tires. You know, we don't need to spend, in this case, $725 more or $75 more to pay the extra tax. It's not right. And the state needs to recognize that. Now, raising revenue, it's got to come from the private sector. Tourism is our savior. It's what we have, and we need to treasure it and nurture it and grow it. We have arguably one of the most beautiful places on earth. We have 725,000 people coming through Del Norte County every year. They need to stop here, not drive through to Brookings. We've got places for them to go. We have 2 lighthouses now. Any boat owners out there? Let's get a group together and start going around St. George Reef Lighthouse. The state, unfortunately, doesn't want us landing helicopters on there anymore. So we're going to do something about this. We've got to get people to stay here, and we've got to get people, and it's not with taxes. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I want to raise anybody's taxes. Quite the contrary. That is not my position, and I will let rest on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. As the last from the audience question in this segment, Donna, what would you do to increase revenue? Are you in favor of increasing taxes, fees, or utility rates?
No.
What's your yes?
Okay. Now let me tell you about increasing revenues. Again, we're not yet a destination city. I've lived in LA, I've lived in Ohio, I've lived in Santa Barbara. Those are destination cities. We don't have enough to attract people and keep them here. If we had a theme with costume and signage, then we would have something colorful. Let me tell you about events here. I went and talked to musicians who are willing to put on a free concerts down in Front Street Park. Now, here are the little idiosyncrasies. They need a permit and they need insurance. Well, they're not doing that well. So we need to do some kind of a public-private partnership where the insurance is paid for and we can start getting these types of activities just like they have up in Brookings. Okay? I would like to see this become somewhat of a tourist destination spot, but I don't want to lose the uniqueness of this place, which is Doug and I came here to retire to a beautiful place with the oceans and the redwoods and a nice weather pattern that we really enjoy. If you've lived in the desert for 8 years, you'll understand that the rain is great, okay? So anyways, there are other ways. You know, I don't have to have all the answers. You're going to have some of the answers on how to increase revenues. I can listen. I can help make things happen. I've been a troubleshooter every other place I've lived. Here they call me a troublemaker. I like to turn it around. Thank you.